everybody. Welcome to Coastal Living and Feliz Dia De Los Muertos. Today we are immersing ourselves into the Hispanic culture and learning all things Dia De Los Muertos. We're going to face paint, we're going to create a beautiful crown, we're going to visit K-Space and learn about these beautiful papeles and alebrijas and so many great things about the culture. But most importantly, we're going to honor and remember our loved ones who have passed on, but who are very much still with us in spirit. So we couldn't be more excited for today's show. It's full of color, it's full of culture, and you're here, and that's what matters. So thank you for joining us. You're watching Coastal Living. Each year we hear more and more about the culture of Day of the Dead, or Dia de los Muertos. But what exactly is this tradition and where did it come from? Dia de los Muertos is a Mexican holiday where families welcome back the souls of their deceased relatives for a brief reunion, including food, drink, and celebration. Now, this tradition is a mix of Mesoamerican ritual going back 3,000 years, combined with European religion and Spanish culture. Dia de los Muertos is celebrated each year from October 31st to November 2nd. October 31st is Halloween, and November 1st and 2nd are All Souls Day and Day of the Dead. On Dia de los Muertos, it's believed that the border between the spirit world and the real world dissolves. During this brief period, the souls of the dead awaken and return to the living world to feast, drink, dance, and play music with their loved ones. In turn, the living family members treat the deceased as honored guests in their celebrations. They leave them all their favorite foods and other offerings at grave sites or in the ofrendas built in their homes. As you learned on the show, ofrendas can be decorated with candles, bright marigolds, and with food like stacks of tortillas and fruit or the deceased's favorite items. During contemporary Dia de los Muertos festivities, people commonly wear skull masks and eat sugar candy molded into the shape of skulls. Pan de Muerto is the traditional sweet-baked good of Day of the Dead celebrations today. Other food and drinks associated with the holiday are spicy dark chocolate and a corn-based drink called atole. You can wish someone a happy Day of the Dead by saying, Feliz Dia de los Muertos! You can learn more about the culture and tradition by watching Coco, a Disney movie about a young boy who miraculously travels to the world of the dead with his ancestors to discover the truth of his heritage and rescue the spirit of his grandpapa to restore their family gift of music. Happy Dia de los Muertos! Enjoy, and I hope that this educated you a little bit on this beautiful tradition. Y'all know I am a sucker for a DIY project, and this year I am trying out this coffee filter flower trend. So we're trying to make the marigold and those orange flowers that we see on ofrendas. The color is important to the culture, to the tradition of the Dia de los Muertos altar. And so here I am stacking about 6, 7, 8 coffee filters, folding that into a quarter and creating a flower shape. You want to repeat that over and over again, and you can actually keep them in those clusters. So about 8 at a time. I went ahead and watered down my paint colors. These are just plain acrylic paints from the dollar store, and I did have to use my coffee mixer to blend those because you want the consistency to be pretty liquidy so that it can absorb into the coffee filters. This is not exactly as I saw it online, but it's pretty close. Olivia was able to help me with this because they're washable. I wasn't worried about making a huge mess. The biggest challenge was cutting out those flowers, and the next biggest challenge was getting these things to dry. So I ended up having to lay them out in the sun for quite some time. I imagine blow drying might work, but it did take some time to dry these out. But what was cool about this is you could create sort of an ombre look. You could do all orange, all yellow. You can make it fade. So each flower was going to have its own characteristics, which I thought was really neat. Once everything was dry, I had to rearrange them because I made a big old mess out of all my flowers, so I put all the similar ones together. As you can see, I tried different shapes, zigzags, circles, all that good stuff. Stapled them in the middle in bunches of about 7 or 8 sheets at a time, and just bunch them together one sheet at a time. And as you can see, each one kind of has its own beautiful, colorful personality. This is the final product. I can't give away the full picture because we still have to show you guys our DIY ofrenda for this year, but they came out beautiful, and because they're coffee filters, I feel like they're gonna last a little bit longer. So if you try this at home, tag us in your photos at Coastal Living TV, just like you always do. So what exactly is an alebrije? Well, the story is that it was created by a man named Pedro who actually fell ill in Mexico around the 1940s. So in the middle of a fever dream, he hallucinated images of trees and rocks and normal things transforming into creatures like a frog with wings or a monkey with wings, whatever it might be, right? So in that dream, he heard the term alebrije, alebrije, alebrije repeated over and over again. So when he came back to and regained his health, he shared this story, and it suddenly became a part of the Mexican culture. People adopted this idea and started creating these beautiful, vibrant creatures. Now, some cultures believe that there's even some significance to the creature that you select, but we kind of consider it like a Mexican spirit animal, if you will, something that's guiding you and protecting you always. So there could even be significance down to the color of your alebrije. So we want to encourage you to think into this idea. Maybe bring this to dinner and have that conversation with your children. If you're still unfamiliar, you might want to watch a movie like Coco that shows alebrijes in action doing exactly what they are supposed to be doing, as legend has it. And with that said, what do you think your alebrije would be? Mine would probably be a tiger with butterfly wings. Dia de los Muertos is all about honoring and remembering your loved ones. The significance of the face paint reminds us of the certainty of death and celebrates the lives of our ancestors. If you decide to paint your face for Day of the Dead, consider giving your art meaning so that you know which direction to go in. This makeup is by Eva from Dust My Face Makeup. She organizes looks and headpieces every year that have a significance to her. This look is specifically to remember those that lost their lives to domestic violence, which is signified by the color purple. Now, you always want to start with the quality products. Don't be afraid to mix a variety of tools and mediums. Here, Eva is using professional face paint, a lot of eyeshadow and eyeliners, and a mix of regular professional and regular artist paintbrushes. You can start by vaguely sketching out your design, or if you're like me, you can just go for it. She painted the circle of each eye, then went in to add eyeshadow all around. Once that was done, she painted the white all around my face using a paintbrush. Remember, you don't have to have a bunch of fancy tools to execute a look like this. You can go in and shade or contour the face with brown and black around the face and underneath the cheekbones. Now, eyelashes are a must if you're going for a glam look, ladies. Every artist has a different technique. Now, I love the way that Eva did the mouth of this look. She started by shading my lips black and then went in with heavy white to give the detail of teeth. I I think the best part of this look are the beads that she chose to put around my eyes. They were stunning. Instead of adding details like lines, crosses, flowers, and spider webs that you typically see on Dia de los Muertos makeup, she added some beautiful beads around the eyes. The best way to attach these to the face is with eyelash glue that can be purchased at the drugstore. Once the final details are all in place, it was time to get into costume and attach the headpiece. This crown was absolutely stunning and is a piece of art all on its own. We added a purple robe and the right lighting, and of course, the best photographers shoot to photography and ended up with this stunning look. If you try a Dia de los Muertos look today, please be sure to share with us on Facebook and Instagram at Coastal Living TV. Having fun? So are we. K-Space is full of incredible art celebrating the culture and diversity for Dia de los Muertos. We want you to celebrate too, so when we return from break, we're going to show you how to make your own flower crown, and you can even paint your face to celebrate Dia de los Muertos. We'll be back with more on Coastal Living.
K-Space Contemporary. I'm Michelle Smith. I'm the director of K-Space. And for our Dia de los Muertos Festival, we have a feature solo artist. His name is Al Molina, and this is his work behind me. All available for sale. He also has prints of every work of art that's in the exhibition, and those are in our gift shop, and they run about $30. So you can, if you can't afford the big, beautiful $6,000 one, you can take a small one for $30. And Al is a local artist. He does a lot of Dia de los Muertos themed work, but he also does rock stars, comic heroes. He's just a fabulous portrait artist, and he's been working in Corpus Christi for quite some time now and does a lot of shows outside of the city. Exhibitions are up now through November 15th, and we'd love for you to come out and join us.
Dia De Los Muertos is a very popular holiday tradition, especially for Latin Americans. Now, this is to honor and remember our loved ones who have passed on, and we created a little tradition here at our workplace to create an ofrenda, or an altar, an altar, to honor the loved ones that we all miss right here within our work environment. So we've done this for the past couple years. We've accumulated quite a few items. We're going to start piecing all of this together, find out what's missing, see how we can add to it, and then really start adding all of our loved ones so that we can honor and celebrate them this holiday season. So the great thing about this tradition is that you can build your altar to be more and more beautiful every single year. So here we are setting up our little coastal living bar. We've had this as part of our set for years now, and we're bringing back a lot of the things that we purchased in prior years. So last year we did the DIY candle holders, we got all these cute items, and we realized we didn't have a lot of the flowers, the marigold flowers, and all the stores were sold out. So we recycled some Cinco de Mayo flowers, went back to the dollar store, and decided to add some candles and grab the supplies to do some DIY paper flowers using coffee filters. This was really cool and different from the traditional tissue paper, plus the coffee filters are a little bit more durable, so these should last for years to come. I think they came out very beautiful, they had a lot of character, and it was a fun project to do with my daughter, so I really loved this. Adding the orange, adding the marigolds is significant to the culture of Dia de los Muertos, and it really added some beautiful flair to our little ofrenda here. So we added those little elements. Then we added our candles and encouraged our fellow employees to add their photos. This is still a work in progress, but we do love the difference it made. Again, we probably spent about $20 again this year, and each year it grows more and more beautiful. So consider creating an ofrenda for yourself. It's a wonderful family tradition and a fantastic way to remember your loved ones year after year. If you have an ofrenda, tag us in your photos at Coastal Living TV on Facebook and Instagram. Well, that's a wrap for us here today on Coastal Living. We want to encourage you to embrace the culture. We're honored to have the privilege of explaining what Dia de los Muertos is and understanding terms like alebrijes and the beautiful culture that we celebrate here in the Coastal Bend. Hopefully you learned something today. We want to thank our friends here at K-Space for allowing us to use their gallery and display some of the fantastic art, but you do still have till November 15th to come and check it out for yourselves. So get out about town, have some fun, tag us in your photos at Coastal Living TV on Facebook and Instagram. Have a fun and safe weekend.